If you are a skateboarder, you are not normal because you are already inclined for success. But I think you've been lied to as a skateboarder by the community to believe a certain set of things, and it's hindering you from actually reaching your full potential. I'm going to tell you guys one thing, and if it switches your mindset, you are well on your way to being a millionaire, because I think the road to being a millionaire is just the road to success in your life. Now, I'll preface this by saying I'm not a millionaire. I'm not even close to being a millionaire, but what I have done is I have been able to purchase a house at 24. I have been able to graduate with my bachelor's degree, 4 years in college. These things I've done are very difficult. I attribute skateboarding to a portion of the success I've had in my own life. Not a lot of skateboarders think this way. So here is what the switch is. As a skateboarder, you're not normal. You are not normal because as skateboarders, we seek out failure as a means to success. What do I mean by that? As a skateboarder, to learn a single trick, you literally have to fail countless times for a result that lasts maybe 2 or 3 seconds, right? Think about when you learned a kickflip. Not even a kickflip. Think about when you started learning an ollie. To the realm of a human being, the ollie doesn't make sense. Normal humans will see an ollie. They will see somebody ollie up a 4-stair and it's magic. It looks like magic because it doesn't even make sense to the human brain. And you, as a 8, 9, 10-year-old, are trying to make your brain learn this framework that is foreign to the human experience. And so we as skateboarders are already twisting our brain and making it do things that it normally doesn't do. And so when I think about making $1 million or becoming highly successful or whatever that means to you, because $1 million may not be what you want to reach, but you may want to be successful in your own life. When I think about those things and the difficulty at which making $1 million or buying this certain house that you want, buying that car, when I think about those things, the level of difficulty is very high. Making $1 million to someone who's never seen it in their life makes no sense. But to someone who's made $1 million, they'll tell you in a heartbeat, oh, you do this, you do that, you do this, and you do it for a very long time. And eventually you'll get to a point where you could potentially do that. It's the same thing in skateboarding. The mindset flip is that skateboarding mirrors the path to success. Everything in skateboarding mirrors the path to success. Falling over and over. Countless times. It's crazy how much the aspects of business and grinding, the grind aspect, how much of it you can take and you can see it in skateboarding, and you can take that from skateboarding and apply it in your own life. Where people have lied to you is they've said skateboarding is just skateboarding and just do skateboarding, and oh, you're talking too much, just skate. You're thinking too much about it, just skate. This is where I disagree with people a lot. And this is where a lot of my hate in the early days of my social media came from, because I didn't have people that believed the same thing I believed. I knew they were out there, but I didn't have them. And people that were in this mindset of, oh, skateboarding is just skateboarding and it's not going to be anything more than doing tricks on a piece of wood, and you should accept that as what it is. That's not what it is. Yes, that's what people tell you it is, but that's not. Bro, you've got to see the parallels in this book right here. This guy wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I'm reading this book about before you quit your job, it's like what you should do before you start a business and things like that, just because I like the aspects of business. There's an excerpt here where Robert talks about seeing glimpses. Like when you start a business, in the beginning, you'll see glimpses of the success you'll have in the future, and it's just to show you to keep pushing on. But it's crazy because the same thing happens in skateboarding. You felt this before. I know you felt this before, where you're doing a trick and you try it 1 billion times. It doesn't work. You try it 2 billion times. It doesn't work. And then you get one try where that one try, your feet flick a certain way or your heel touches the ground a certain way. You don't land on the board, or you may land half on the board, but it clicks. And suddenly your mind is like, oh, that's how I do it. I see the future of me learning the trick, and you're about to pack up. You're about to leave. The lights are going out the skate park, but you stay there because you can see the glimpse of you landing the trick in the future. That's success. That's the path to success, is failing so much and being able to fail for a long time to get this one glimpse that shows you, oh, I may be walking the right way. You don't even know if you'll land that trick today. You don't know, but you'll keep trying it because you have the potential of it and you got a glimpse that it's leading you down the right path. So many people now will comment on my post or say things like, man, I love your philosophy with skateboarding. Nobody is talking about this. Like, nobody talks about this. If you've been skating for any amount of time, I think as a skateboarder, you have a literal superpower because you've been exposed to the difficulty at a very young age, because all of us usually start at a young age. If you started older, it doesn't matter because you skateboarding, you don't get a free hall pass. Bro, like you don't get a free hall pass in skateboarding. There's not a single person on this earth. Name me a single person on this earth that got skateboarding like that. There's not one. Wealth. You can be born into wealth. You can be born into the richest family in the world. You cannot be born a good skateboarder. It's impossible. So skateboarders have to grind. If you skateboarded any amount of time, if you stuck with it at all, you've stuck through slams, possible broken bones. You've stuck through your friends quitting and leaving you while you have to continue on. You've stuck through getting through the fear of getting to the skate park because you thought people were going to judge you. Bro, do you not see that this is business? Like this is the business world. This is the path to success. All of the things that you have to do to be successful in this life are mirrored just by skateboarding. And so this is what I model my content about now because it's insane how similar it is. Skateboarding is an art. For an art, you have to practice, and it may look ugly in the beginning. After you practice it, after a while, you start to copy other people. You say, oh, CV Williams did a pop shove it, no slide revert on a ledge. Let me copy that. And then you take your own flavor and mix it in. And then at the end of it, you have your own art piece. You have your own style. You have your own flavor of skateboarding. I see what I'm saying, bro. Skateboarding is a gift that will take you far in the vehicle of life if you stop saying, oh, well, it's just about skateboarding. I think the reason that people say this is because it's cool to be counterculture. Skateboarding is cool to be, I'm not in society. I'm a skateboarder. I thrash things. I don't care about the police. I'm not that type of skateboarder. I'll be the first person to tell you right now, I'm not that type of skateboarder. And I'll stand on that. Why in the world would I keep myself down here to do that? And I think that's what a lot of skateboarders do. And that's where you may be brainwashed into thinking that. Just like people saying skateboarding is an art, it's not a sport, it's both. It can be both. But a lot of things that you can take from skateboarding being a sport are valuable, bro. Like being an athlete, the mentality of an athlete. Take Kobe Bryant, for example. If you don't know anything about Kobe Bryant, look up Mamba mentality and watch just one video about it. It's skateboarding, bro. It's skateboarding. Kobe probably would have. I think there's an interview where someone was talking. Who was just talking about that? Atiba was just talking about with Gary Rogers about how Kobe likes skateboarding. The amount of stuff that you put yourself through to skate at all, especially in a public space or go to a spot, you really suffered through stuff just to get a trick for 2 or 3 seconds, bro. Just for it to be a vapor in the wind. And it's that feeling of, I landed it. Like when you land a trick that you've been trying for a long time, the forces that be just all come together, you black out and you wake up on the board. And all of a sudden you realize I did it. I think success is the same way, where you wake up one day and you look back and you're like, how did I get here? But you know that you put the work in, you know that you failed countless times to do it. So my point in this video is that I think the potential to be a millionaire, the potential to make $1 million, the grit and the griminess that it takes to get there, the struggle that it takes to get there, the willpower that it takes. If you are a skateboarder, you already have that. You just got to tap into it in here, but you already have that. The amount of lessons you get from riding the board day in and day out, it is invaluable. And I'm telling you, bro, if you just start to look for these things in your life, you will become closer to being a millionaire at the end of the day. Yeah, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe button, go follow my Instagram. I'm a little bit more active on there right now. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.